The Driver, your source for the latest car news and reviews.
We're at the 2017 Canadian International Auto Show, checking out the all-new Land Rover Discovery. This one is the Discovery HSC luxury model, and as you can see, it starts at 64,000 Canadian. And here are some of the specs that we have here. So as you can see, these are all extras, and the vehicle that we've seen here is priced out at 96,000 Canadian. Let's go over some of the basic specs. So as you can see, we don't really have the standard specs here. We have like just general, but here are the engine specs. So as you can see, we have a 3-liter V6 supercharged engine that outputs 340 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. Mated to an 8-speed automatic, 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers in 7.1, and top speed at 209. On the 3-liter TD6 turbocharged, that's the diesel variant. That one you can expect 254 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque. Again, mated to an 8-speed transmission, and 0 to 60 in 8.1 seconds. Also, that one gets a lot better fuel efficiency, as you would expect. So let's do a walk around on the outside. So as you can see, we have chrome mirrors over here. We have huge, what looks like 22-inch wheels here, and the whole vehicle itself is very large compared to the Discovery Sport. And you have the beautiful LED tail lamps with a nice blurred effect. And it's very curved and nice from the back. It doesn't have much of a bumper, as you can see. As we step inside, it's very commonplace to see a lot of these things in the Discovery. We've seen this in the Range Rover and in the Range Rover Supercharged, as well as the Range Rover Sport. These nice big dials over here, you know, full gloss black. Steering wheel feels nice and solid. You have a heated steering wheel button over here, and these buttons have a nice clicking sound that you don't find in a lot of cars. It sounds nice, and it kind of gives you that audible feedback that you're pressing the button. I love how chunky the steering wheel is. It's not chunky in the sense that it's way too intimidating when you're driving long stretches, but it feels very nice on the hand. You'll notice a nice color screen in the middle to display all kinds of information and configure all kinds of settings for the driver. Memory seats, you have 3 settings over here for 3 different kinds of driver profiles. And these power buttons for the windows are placed here as we would expect on an LR or Range Rover product. And bezel-free mirrors, rear view mirror, and not sure what this is. I'll figure it out eventually. But here you have a nice large sunroof, and you have dual panel sunroofs actually, and they're both about the same size, or the rear one might be slightly larger, but it's beautiful that you kind of have this huge opening for sunlight. The back one, I don't think that one opens, but this one definitely opens. As you can see, the switches are over here. What we'll do now is we'll step out to the back. First, let's check out the cup holders. You have 2 nice large cup holders here, and you have all kinds of settings here as well for configuring the driving mode. You have a shifter here that pops out similar to any JLR product, start stop obviously, and here you have settings for 4-wheel drive settings, as well as terrain settings as well. Let's head out to the back now, and as we get to the back, we come across this beautiful interior, perforated leather seats for rear passengers as well, and climate controls that you can use to control. Not exactly sure, but these buttons are very similar to the ones that we see in the front, and obviously they're for controlling each passenger's climate setting or something like that. And the vents are actually up here. You don't normally see this in passenger vehicles or SUVs for that matter, or I don't think I've seen this in any JLR product, that you have the air conditioning vents up here. But it's very cool, and you know, instead of blowing from down here, it blows from up here, which is pretty nice for rear seat passengers. Here you have what might be between 6 to 8 inch monitors. You have two, one on either side. Kind of makes the seat look funny. As you can see, it has kind of pops out and looks a bit strange, but I guess if it works and it's functional for rear seat passengers to be able to watch videos, then it might not be such a bad thing. Two cup holders back here. Let me put this back, and as you can see, we have seats that split in so many ways. You have a portion that splits over here. Not sure if this comes out or anything, but I believe you can have 60-40 and 40-40 as well, where this portion might be able to come down all the way. Also, surprise, there's a third row of seats back here. As you can see, it's not the best in terms of legroom. You're pretty good putting kids back here, but in terms of anything else, I don't think actual full-size human beings will be able to fit back here. You don't have, well, yeah, you do. You have air conditioning vents for third row seats as well, and also a whole bunch of buttons back there. We're gonna go back there and try to figure out what those buttons are in a second. So let's step outside. And as we step outside, we open the rear boot. And as this opens, we notice this third row of seats actually provides a lot of space if we fold it down. So let's actually push it down. The way we actually push these seats down or up are using these buttons over here that we previously mentioned. As you can see, you can control the second row of seats as well as the third row of seats using these buttons. You can also, I believe, what might be increasing. Okay, so essentially you get this button to essentially lift and raise this cargo holder. Very cool. You have a power outlet over here as well, and you can control the seats using these buttons over here. That would be to control the second row of seats. Wow, you have heated seats back here too. Very rare to see this in any vehicle. So this has been a look at the all-new Discovery from Land Rover at the Canadian International Auto Show.
For the latest car news and reviews, go to www.thedriver.ca.